Hi, and welcome to the board wrap-up for the month of September 2012. This week this month our guest is a special guest. Nancy Niemann is filling in for Superintendent Dr. David Pennington. And Nancy, thanks very much for being here. This may be one of the final times we actually get to have you on the television, too.
Well, it could be. I'll be retiring at Christmas.
Congratulations on that retirement, and I know that you spent a lot of time, over 30 years in education?
Well over 30 years, but almost 37 years.
Well, I know that you're going to be running for political office, and I'm sure your family's kind of happy too. They're going to get to see you a little bit more as well.
I get to play grandmother a lot more often, so I'm excited.
Great. That's great. I know that it's been a tremendous honor, and I know you've done a wonderful job here, but great people of Ponca City. Are you going to continue to live in Ponca City?
Oh, absolutely. My husband and I are full-time farmers, southeast of Ponca City, and both born and raised here, and we will be here regardless.
How many grandchildren do you have?
5.
Oh, boy. Well, I know one of your daughters, so it doesn't seem possible, but I'm sure she's got some kids too. So
that's right, they all do.
Oh, my goodness. Board of Education met, the September board meeting. We might mention that Dr. Pennington did most of the talking, but obviously you have a good handle as to what he addressed, and he wanted to discuss some testing procedures that Ponca City and the school system are going to be involved with at the state level. That might be a slight change for our constituents. You wanted to pass that information along.
Well, actually what happened was the board voted to join a resolution with the Oklahoma State School Board Association concerning testing. We have great concerns on the high stakes testing that occurs right now. We believe in accountability. That's not an issue or concern, but the way that it's handled, it ties our hands, doesn't allow our students to go on and receive the education we believe is necessary. So there will be several school districts across the state of Oklahoma that are joining this resolution. We recognize that testing is important. We have no doubt on that. But one test a year should not be the only indicator, such as a new law that passed this past year will take effect next year. Third graders that do not pass the reading test, one test, will not go to fourth grade. I mean, that's just one example.
The crux of this is that maybe a child doesn't test well, and that one test would keep them. I'm sure what's your feedback from the parents? Are they in favor of this too?
I'm not sure how many parents actually realize that their third grader next year, in the next school year, does not pass the one reading test. They will not go to fourth grade. They will repeat third grade. Very expensive for a school district that we can't afford. We'll be offering one class per site for those students. But the high stakes testing right now, it ties our hands. We're not able to look at multiple assessments, multiple ways that kids learn. We're not able to offer some of the enrichment activities that we feel and believe are necessary. It's rote learning, because that's what's easy to test. That's what children are tested on. We're not in agreement with that. There are many things here. We think students need to be more engaged with their learning. We're very much about that. All of our learning spaces need to foster and celebrate innovation. We believe children need to have more time to explore with their learning. So there's a list of things here that we are joining with other districts across the state concerned about our high stakes testing right now and the ramifications of one test to determine a child's future.
Is third grade the only grade that is affected right now?
Right now, no, because graduating seniors must pass 4 out of the 7 end of instruction tests. That's required, or they will not graduate.
What other school districts are in agreement with you, or are all school districts in agreement with?
Well, right now, school districts are looking at it per board, but quite a few. There will be quite a few by the time we get done that will join in this resolution.
Is this something new that Ms. Marisi has brought in, or is this something that was left over from our previous superintendent, Sandy Garrett?
Well, it's always political, and unfortunately our students are the political pawns in all of this. Testing has been for a while, and the end of instruction testing has been for several years, but it's becoming more and more intense to where the legislature last year passed some bills that we're quite concerned about, such as the third grade retention.
Does this have anything to do with No Child Left Behind?
No.
Okay.
Not exactly.
But I'm sure your third grade teachers are very interested in how this will all work, because they're the ones that ultimately, your third grade elementary teachers, they could be very affected by this.
Absolutely, because they will have an additional class for third graders that did not pass the reading portion. At the end of next year, that will be designed. It's very expensive for the district with no funding at this point. But I'm not sure how much our teachers really understand the laws that have been passed. But as a district, we're joining with other districts. We want to be held accountable. We want to prove that our students are learning. So that is the goal, but there are various ways to go about that.
Nancy, what's the next step? We get a resolution, but it has to go somewhere. Where does it go, and how does that process
The
work?
legislature.
Okay.
Absolutely to the legislature.
They're the ones that are
Making the laws.
going to get this.
Right. And to Dr. Barisi.
So this will be on their plate when they begin their session in February.
Right along with Dr. Barisi in there. So it's vital to our students. And Oklahoma's really taken a stance in this, but I don't think we're the only state. I think there's several other states that are saying, wait, hold it. We're teaching to the test.
Very good. Okay. Nancy, also Superintendent Pennington talked about some future bond projects here in Ponca City that we were going to let you address for our constituents out there.
Our next bond issue will be mid-February, around February 12th, I believe the date is. We keep our taxes, our valuations, our assessment, net assessments at 22 mills. That's pretty low. We're the lowest in K County. We're the lowest in our region. And a new bond will keep them at that rate. We will not raise taxes. But through those bonds, we pass buses so that our students are provided with buses for transportation. Our technology, such as we have the one-on-one technology programs going on at the high school and at East, and we're buying more and more iPad centers for the elementary schools. We also buy many curriculum and textbook items, but we'll also be doing some projects. And the projects we're looking at doing are basically at Trout, Woodlands, and Liberty. We have some outbuildings at Trout and Woodlands that we would like to be able to add on to those classrooms. At all three of the schools, we'd like to do something in the front, move the offices to the front. Because right now, you have to walk in, walk a little ways to get to that office. Offices should be at the front where everyone walks through. It's a safety issue. We could bring those offices out front, turn the current office areas into classrooms. More spaces for our speech paths, our special education, our school psychologists and therapists that move around. We just need more space as we have more services for our students. So there'll be several things that we're looking at, and there's always new HVAC systems to buy. They're very expensive. Some upkeep at Lincoln, which Lincoln we used to think of as our new school. It's 20 years old. So it's not new anymore. No.
Yes, absolutely. No.
I was just shocked when someone said that.
Well, Union is in that same category.
Yes,
it just
correct.
seems like they built Union, and
Yes.
it's in the 20-something now,
Right.
too. So.
It's just amazing to me. When I've been here a number of years, it's like, oh, wow. So bond issues, it takes the vote of the people, and it's a super majority, not just,
60.
not just a lot of the people voting. 60% of the people have to vote for it. Will not raise taxes. So we will encourage everyone to learn about the bond issue. We'll be having walkthroughs of our buildings and more specifics exactly what it will be purchasing.
Will that be in February when we vote on
It will be in February. Absolutely.
You also were talking about some salary schedule updates for some of our employees, too.
We did. We all of our support employees, in fact, I probably haven't officially notified them, and so I will be doing that a little bit later. Every support employee will move up a step. Each year we try to move them up a step, which is a small increase. We also added 10 cents per hour across the board to every salary lane. And we enhanced the salary lanes of site secretaries, which this will come as a surprise to them. They had no idea it was coming. And to our certified teaching assistants.
That's a good part about your job, isn't
It's
it?
fun,
You
yes.
know, we talk about bond issues and resolutions and grades, but when you can give an employee, and I promise you, I'm not in education, but when you can give somebody an education, any type of a raise, that's a good feeling.
Well, we're not known for high salaries.
Right.
So, we want to reward those people. They work so hard. They keep our schools going. All of our employees work for the learning of the students. They work for the kids. They all do. And we appreciate them so much. And I wish we could reward them with higher salaries than what we currently do.
Well, we're fortunate in our district that we've been managed so properly, and and are in the shape we are in. All you got to do is look at the city of Chicago, Illinois right now and wonder what you would do if you lived in that community too. So. And also, our wonderful folks at the YMCA, I know we're going to pay
Yes.
a little over $1,000 for a year, but our kids are going to get to swim in their pool.
Well, it's a $15,000 a year contract, and it's basically the same contract we've had for a number of years with the YMCA, and that is for our swim team to practice. It's a beautiful facility, and they're so gracious to let our team come in, and they practice year-round. We're thrilled with that.
Absolutely, great facility. Good to see you. Good luck on retirement.
Well,
And
thank you. I'm excited
you
about
got,
it.
You got a little work to do before then, but
I do. I'm trying not to get in that retirement mode, and I don't think I am. I'm charging full steam ahead.
Absolutely, check off the days, but it'll be here before you know it,
I know.
I'm sure. Good luck to you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Nancy Niemann with Ponca City Public Schools on this month's edition of the Board Wrap-Up.